Hey guys, we are at the Bellaire house yet again. We just popped in to say, we want to give you guys some of our experiences here. And hey guys, there goes Ian.
There's
Hold
Ian.
on again. Ian is messing with the camera. We just popped in to say, and that's some reverb. Anyway, so we are live at the Blair house, and Sean is actually upstairs in the attic as we speak.
He's been banished
to the attic. He's live on Periscope. How many times have you been here now, man? It's been quite a few.
We were trying to figure that out the other day. It was like 9 or something, and somewhere between 7 and 9. And a lot of those we've done multiple nights when we come.
Yeah.
First time we were a row or something.
Yeah.
So.
And up and down here, it's different.
Yeah.
Almost every time we've come, and really the we want to do this is kind of, we've never done this before in here,
No.
And some of our experiences, really, if you have not seen them, there's some video on our channel. Now it's our #1 video of the Blair house.
Yeah, it is. And that's just a little bit of the footage that we've taken in this location.
Yeah.
And been able to do, we haven't done videos on everything we've experienced in here. Because typically we're in, like I said, several nights in a row, and we'll try to live stream for a little while. The signal's kind of iffy here at times, and we do a lot of filming too. So we've actually caught some pretty amazing things here. One is, I know you guys have heard us talk about it before, if you've heard us talk about the Blair house, but it's that piece of thermal footage that it's just, that thing's crazy, man. And,
yeah.
And we've had experts, FLIR experts, look at it and say it's a genuine capture, and it's torso in the room behind us here. But that's only, one of the things. There's always stuff that we can't really capture that well and convey to people. And Dave, I know we were talking about this recently. This is one of those places that you get those phantom odors, which that's always a mystery, and it's usually pretty unsettling when it happens.
Yeah, it's just it kind of lends itself to what Kristen describes as a portal to hell.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah, thanks. Our ghost cameraman moving the focus. Oh yeah, that's good, Ian.
Yeah, leave it right there.
Anyway, so the with the smells, I mean, we've smelled what smells like rotting flesh mixed with feces. I mean, numerous times here. And going back to that footage that we captured, I actually kind of found that not knowing we had it. The
FLIR footage.
Yeah, because it was on one of our third, fourth time here.
Right.
And I had that footage put in a file folder, and I was putting together a video, for the Blair house. And I said, oh yeah, I need to go over this FLIR footage. Well, upon looking at it, I was like, holy crap, look at this.
Yeah.
And we were doing stuff on the back stairwell, or the main stairwell there. And I just took the FLIR and kind it like that, and panned, because I heard a noise, and I panned over and panned back. Didn't see it live. Footage later, after I got home, put it in the file, and that was it. A few months later, go to put the video together. Sure enough, there it is.
And what's interesting is that there was a correlation with ghost box as we were doing that.
Right here on the channel, it's it says where it's at and everything, and it has a still of it blown up, so you can really get a good look at it, and it has a part of the actual footage in there. So
right.
That's kind of why we do this. We hope to get things like that on video and audio, and we kind of had the REM pod going off. We're getting great, crazy responses on the ghost box and the FLIR footage to go with it. So that's what we really like to look for.
Yeah.
No. We'll go ahead and plug Kristen's book for her, directly from her.
If you want the paperback.
If you want the paperback.
So check out the Blair House Facebook page. and contact her through there. There is an ebook version available on Amazon if you just want to read it on Kindle. It's all about her experiences because she actually lived in the house and just
went through hell.
Yeah, she did. She went through hell living here,
and kind of still is in a sense.
She is, because there's a lot going on with the Blair house right now, and this maybe maybe our last time here.
Yeah,
we're not sure.
Maybe we
don't know. The future of the Bellaire house is very much up in the air. And if you follow Kristen on Facebook, she's been talking about it a little bit. So there is some information out there. The future is uncertain. So don't believe everything that you're hearing in terms of when the doors are going to close and so forth. But if you do want to investigate this location before there's not an opportunity,
book it now.
Then this is a good time to book it. There's slots available over the summer still, and into the fall. Nobody really knows. No, I'll just put it that way. No one knows when the last day at the Blair house will be.
Right.
So don't,
Yeah, right now.
There's a lot of things up in the air.
Kristen's a friend. We met with her at her house today. Talked about a lot of different things, and we're doing everything we can to help.
That's right.
And that's what we do. She's been gracious enough many times to have us here and investigate this location, and you got to pay it forward.
That's right.
In those type of cases, right?
Well, she says that we've documented and investigated more here than any of the other teams.
Yeah. So
except to herself, of course. She lives here.
She lives here. Yeah. So we take pride in that we're able to do things like that and be fortunate enough for folks like her to have us at their homes, really.
That's right.
And so, let me see here.
Ian, just leave the camera alone.
Oh yeah, here we go. All right. So with that being said, any questions we can answer at the. This is just going to be a short little thing before we go live later. Sean is live on Periscope now, so you can watch both things at once if you like. Got Charmy Babe, Sarah A, Zippy Davis, Little Star Biz, whatever, Little Star Biz. Whoever else is watching that's not in the chat, hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Decided to do here. So,
there is some misinformation out there as to what exactly it does and so forth, and who in the past has tried to convince to jump out the window. I suggest again you go back and read Kristen's book. She'll give you the real information as to what occurred here, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that's where you want to hear it from.
Yeah.
Nowhere else. Yeah, people have been attacked up there.
Yeah.
We'll say that. Pushed.
There's been a lot of attacks in this house in general.
People told to jump from windows.
Yeah. All
kinds of stuff. Don't believe all the stuff you see on TV either.
Yeah, again, Kristen's book is the source. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, we're not going to be on too long with this brief little thing, but we just wanted to get some shout outs, and we're going to try to go live for a little while. But if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. We always get them, of course, after the fact, or via email and messaging and things like that, and we don't always have time to answer everything. We try to, but this is a good time. So I know there's a few of you in chat. If you have any questions, throw them out there, and we'll try to get to them. Yeah, you can answer that.
No, Christopher, we did a ceremony today, and Tom's gone, I'm pretty sure. He's not going to stop trying, but he's gone. So I feel much better. Thanks to my bro, David Weatherly. So
anybody who doesn't know the Tom story, go and look at the archive of the afterlife investigation we did
a couple
nights ago. It's on the SOS channel, and there, at least most of it, because there was more.
Now, a few minutes.
Yeah, now's your chance.
a little early into Sunday, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just telling you what we got coming up. I will be going home tomorrow. David and Sean are carrying on throughout the week, doing several more investigations. And then we're meeting up in Pennsylvania at the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Camping Adventure.
Right.
3-day event put on by Eric Altman. It's going to be an awesome event. It's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of big names there. And hopefully you can come out and join us. And we'd like to meet each and every one of you if you want to come out. There'll be Bigfoot hunts. There'll be
town hall meeting.
Town hall meeting.
So you get to hear local reports. I'm not sure which app. We don't really do much with apps. We've tested them out a couple of times. Using one, unless you're talking about the puck. Now, the paranormal puck is from Bill Chappell, and that is a piece of equipment you've probably seen on some of the other shows. We've actually, when it was in pre-production, and it bought it pre-order, but just haven't. Sometimes we get so busy, man, we don't even get to crack open the new equipment.
We've had that thing for months
and experiment with it and so forth. So
used the puck, and we used it, and it got a very relevant response. I think when we lean forward, it zoomed in.
It might be, but Ian's screwing around too. So Maria says, "Is there a favorite spot in the house you like to investigate the most?" You know, actually, over here in the dining room by the stairs, we've had right there for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of in the middle of the house, and it's right by the front door, and of course it's right by the archway that leads over to these rooms, and the stairs are right there. So I know, I mean, the first time we came here and investigated, we had a ton of activity there, and that it has seemed to be pretty consistent. And you know, we had those weird light anomalies up on the wall at one point, and there's been a ton of
what we do, guys, and we've had comments, you know, on some of our shows and our videos saying, well, why didn't you do more in the rest of the house? Well, when we start getting things, we stay right there until it goes. Try to, you know, because you don't want to, obviously you don't want to run away from when you're getting activity. You want to be right there where it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why it happens in a particular, exactly, maybe that energy particular area for whatever reason or whatever the case may be, but you know, we're limited on time, so
right.
You know, if that's the center of activity, you know, so that's just how it is.
Yeah, we really try to get.
What in the world is going
Ian
on with this thing? Zooming in and out all by itself. I'm not gonna mess with it. It'll probably shut off.
Yeah, it might do worse. That probably was the puck. It's cut the questions.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It reads out on you type in a question and you hook it up to a tablet and you get the answer back, both in text form and it speaks it. So
they can get it on iPhone or Android phones or tablets.
Right.
Or iPods.
Or iPods.
iPod tablets and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. You know, it's just another device we tried out, and sure enough, it worked. So
hi, Zoe. Yeah, I mean that puck, I tell you, it actually impressed me because we broke it out last night. We were at a different place close to here. It's a business now. It's called the Escape Zone. Little place, but it's a house that is from the same period originally as the Blair house and has some purported activity, just mild activity. And of course, we had a situation where Dave had this Tom character really connected to him and trying to, you know, form a permanent attachment. And the first thing you put in was, "Who are you?" The answer came back, "Tom." So, you know, multiple pieces of equipment confirming this, and that's what we look for.
Yeah,
you know, confirmation across.
That just proves to the point what we talk about on radio shows and everything else, that these things can try to attach and follow you, and that's case in point right there. That spirit came from another location and was coming through to us at a whole different place.
That's right.
And, it did not like me.
Right.
And it made marks on my neck. I think they even showed them on camera last night. Made me
Mm-hmm.
bite a hole in my tongue.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy stuff. My tongue was pouring the blood, man.
Yeah, it really was. We've had a couple of questions, or at least I have, shot to me too, about the spirit boxes and that we use the investigations. And I just say a couple of things about that. One is that a lot of people really like to see that, so we tend to try to do that a lot of times when we live stream. We use multiple boxes. We've got the SB7s, the 11s, an Andy's box, a Frank's box, Hat Shack. I mean, we've got a whole wide range of them. Try to switch things around. We do a lot of stuff when we're just filming too, that, EVPs and things like that. And we try to really mix it up, but we don't, people are always asking me, what's your favorite piece of equipment? And that's a tough thing to answer because I really like to get confirmation from multiple pieces of equipment.
Yeah,
I really do. There's a lot of people who investigate, and for whatever reason, they stick to one or two devices, and they're convinced that they're getting solid information. Maybe they are. I don't know. But to me,
the more you have,
when you can get it from multiple devices, I mean that's pretty fascinating. We've had, in fact, in here, the first time we came to the Bellaire house, one of the most fascinating things we had was an interaction using a REM pod.
Yeah.
We put a REM pod on this flight of steps, and we at one point we wondered if the damn thing was broken or something because it was going off so much, but we kept pushing it, and it would go off in response, and we could say, okay, make it go off twice, and it would go off twice.
And actually, we were doing an EVP session at the same time. And when I
That's right.
played back the questions on the recorder, it responded to the recorder question.
That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah, the REM pod did.
wow. What do you say about that?
Right. That was just crazy.
And that, I believe that was the same night we captured that free floating torso.
It was.
Yeah. So it was off the chain that night, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't know anything about the Blair house. Many things. It sits on abandoned coal mines where tragedy occurred way back. Over 70 guys died in an incident. It sits on the ley lines. The Ohio River's out there 1,000 yards right out the front door here.
Mm-hmm. Native American land.
Yep. There's Native American burial chambers right up here on the back hill.
Yeah.
So, perfect storm of paranormal activity, as we call it. Perfect storm of things that can lead to paranormal activity. Not to mention the deaths in the house and other things. Buy Kristen's book, guys, if you really are interested in the paranormal, to see what someone lived through and what they experienced. And now, it's come to this full circle,
right,
of people coming in here and trying to document things and figure out what is actually going on here. Whether we'll find answers, who knows, but we do get a lot of relevant stuff. And Ian's going all the way in. How about going all the way out, Ian? That is a strange. I think my computer's haunted, dude. I really think my computer is haunted.
Neighbors have issues also. There's a lot of reports.
What in the world?
Just let it, man. He's backing it back out. So there's a lot of reports of buildings around this home also having activity. Some of the neighborhood is not the best of neighborhoods, let's say, and those people, if they're even conscious of things going on, aren't reporting it. But the escape zone that I referred to is actually not too far down the street, and it's part of what was originally the same big piece of property that the Hetheringtons, and it also sits on top of the coal mine tunnels that have been there for, gosh, I don't know how far back they pretty far, but whole piece of property, this whole region right here, there's a wide range of activities. A lot of abandoned buildings around here be very haunted, and a lot of them just aren't safe to go in at this point for various reasons, both because of safety from the building and for criminal reasons. So, you know, we've investigated as much as we could. We've gathered some other reports from houses and so forth around here. So, yeah, short answer is yes.
Yeah. So, any last questions before we shut this down, guys? Or we get ready for the live feeds tonight? Well, Russell, that's a good question. I mean, that's one of the theories. You know, people have been reported to throw up while investigating here, all kinds of different things. You know, the first time I was here by myself. I was actually across the river doing Steve's museum again, believe it or not, and she had contacted Steve and wanted me to come over, so I, you know, check it out for a couple hours. So I did. I came here, I was by myself. Goat came in with me for a little bit, and the place was electric with activity. There was footsteps, there was disembodied voices. After a while, the energy was so heavy, I called him on the phone and I said, "Man, I don't know if I can stand here by myself. I don't think it's safe. I think something's about ready to get me, attack me." And we'll come back and do it together. That way no one's alone in here. And a few weeks later, we came back. It's pretty off the chain, I have to say. So.
Zoe is asking about coal mines. So, yeah, you know, what I have found over my years in the field, Zoe, is that anytime there's any kind of mining going on, there tends to be activity because, you know, by old folklore and native standards and so forth, digging into the earth like that, you're disrupting certain energies, be it ley lines, or if you believe in the existence of, you know, things like the little people and things like that. And this is really a legend or information that's found all over the world. I have investigated a lot of mine sites, particularly out west. That's more my stomping ground. So the southwest region and the west region, I have countless stories about hauntings and other strange activity around mining sites or mining towns. And quite a few years ago, yeah, Tommy knockers. Quite a few years ago, Barry Fitzgerald, who some of you may know, he's a friend of mine. We got into a long discussion about things because he was looking into that same phenomena in Ireland and discovered very similar things. So there's definitely something to that connection that mining activity does create paranormal activity.
Not to mention the accidents that occur, especially in the old coal mines. They were so freaking dangerous, man. They would blow up. People, you know, people get electrocuted. There'd be, you know, cave-ins. You name it. Thousands and thousands of guys died in the coal mine.
That's right.
And, you know, it's just a highly dangerous job, and the conditions were horrid back in the old days. You know, basically slave labor. And yeah, they definitely. Let's see, is there under? Yeah, and also to answer Russell's other question, dug out of the ground. Okay, water free flows from the top of the ground down into the mines, and they constantly have to pump water out. So there's a lot of water that's in coal mines. Yes, and under this property, we're sitting on the edge of a mountain. The water is going to run down and into the ground and under the house and out to the river. So yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the whole fracking trend is going to create. It's tough to say. I know, you know, I've talked with native elders around the world and consistently hear this idea that I consider it taboo to dig too deep into the ground because you are intruding on others' territory. So, you know, some people think that's just superstition, but there are years worth of reports that it's a really bad thing to do. So, you know, an isolated example, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Investigated that region quite a bit. the people who originally owned the ranch when all the activity started, when they sold the property, no digging, that any digging on the property was the worst thing that could be done. And it was actually in the paperwork when they sold the house that if you bought the property, very bizarre and interesting at the same time. So
yeah. Well, there's a lot of, like you said, you know, you go to the Native American legends and stories and within handed generation. You know, some tribes say there are creatures that come out of the ground.
that's right.
So, you know, into there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take one or two more questions, guys, and we got to roll. Got to get the equipment going and all that. Hello, Richard.
We'll be live tonight. If you haven't subscribed to the Do So Society of Supernatural on YouTube, if you're watching here, you'll get a notice if you subscribe, so you'll know when we go live.
Yeah, there's a little icon now you can click.
Yeah.
And you'll get
Hi, PJ.
I think we actually got a response on the ghost box that was talking about a coven. That's why we ran with that. Well, you know, we'll play off of what we get on the. There's a lot. We'll try, but I think nothing really came out of that whole line of questions things that were on.
Yeah, we test a lot of equipment. Some of it we have no comment on. So if you see us using it, then more than likely we are either testing something or we support the stuff consistent, like the SLS cam, the front
hack check.
That means that we has a valid device to utilize during investigations.
Yes, I heard Isabella runs the coven. I don't know if you really got anything like that, PJ, so I don't know. You know, who knows?
Yeah, Richard, there's a theory that water, a handful of things that poorly make evidence, or the limestone, there's a few other things. But, so, yes.
All right, guys, well, thanks for popping in and on this deal here, and we just wanted to talk with you for a few minutes. I don't have any specific right now kind of stuff after we talked about something. Interesting.
Oh, there's about.
Oh, yeah, I came back.
Wow. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We're going to sign off, and
yeah, we'll see you soon. Have a good night, good day, whatever.